Gino, you deserve the win. Gino, good shit. You deserve the win.
Thank you, guys. Let's go, baby! Teammates in the win, baby! Yeah!
You don't wanna miss a thing. Come on, let's get
Woo!
to begin.
Yes! Yes, let's go! Yes! Woo! That's what I'm talking about! Yes! Let's go! That's 4 wins, baby! Let's go! Yeah, baby!
The moment has finally arrived. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Shake and Bake Sim TV, and welcome to round 15 of season 2 of the Shake and Bake Racing League. And tonight we have one of the most important races out there. The regular season finale is finally here, as we do one last dance, one last battle before heading into the postseason here at the Brickyard for the Brickyard 200 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And we have a ton on our plate here tonight. The main 2 fights, Gino Zito and Carter Brockmeyer fighting for the last playoff spot as we head next week into the postseason at Darlington. And then the fight for the regular season championship and those 15 playoff points. Harold Wilson, the championship leader, been one of the most consistent drivers out there. He has been the most consistent, about 7 runner-ups, and he's still looking for his first race win. Harold Wilson leads the championship by 9 points. Has a little slide there in qualifying, and he loses it, tries to save it, but unfortunately not enough. Harold Wilson ahead by 9 points, ahead of Newson, and 10 points ahead of Thornhill, as he looks to try and keep that championship lead, because he is very low on playoff points. He desperately needs playoff points to head next week into the postseason in a good position. But so far, if he can hold his position tonight, he's gonna be in an all-out great position for the postseason. Jaden Newson, 2nd place on the standings. He has climbed up the ranks. The defending champion showed his mark last week, surpassed Davin Thornhill into 2nd for the standings, 9 points behind Harold Wilson, and he's looking to capitalize and snatch that title away to fight for a successful title defense. And of course, Davin Thornhill, new to this season, picked up wins after win after win, and he has climbed up the ranks so much in such a little amount of time. He is 3rd in the standings, just 1 point behind Newson, 10 points behind Harold Wilson. So this fight for the regular season title is very, very close. And it's an all-out fight. We did not plan this, but it's a Ford versus a Chevy versus a Toyota, and all 3 of them are their corresponding team owners. So this is gonna be a good fight that we will see as Jaden Newson puts the pole position on the board with a 52.08. He's looking to start this day off well, and he gets the pole position point. Oh boy. So that already that 9-point deficit goes down to 8 points. We're in for a brawl, ladies and gentlemen, but without further ado, let's get this underway. Let's see, there's the weather for today. 72 degrees Fahrenheit, 9-mile-per-hour winds. Condition is very, very clear. Good day for racing. This is how the race night will be split. Stage 1 ends at lap 20. Stage 2 ends at lap 40. We will have 40 laps all the way to the checkered flag to close off what has been an amazing regular season, and we cannot wait for this to go into the playoffs, starting next week at Darlington, followed by Talladega, Charlotte Roval, Martinsville, and then of course we will eliminate 4 drivers and we will have the championship 4 race at Homestead Miami Speedway. Here we go, ready to kick off the motors. Let's go. And so as we begin to get this underway here, Jaden Newson grabs the pole position. The point deficit is already down to 8, and this has not even started yet. Gino Zito, I think, was unable to get into the race, so his playoff hopes are in big, big jeopardy here. We will see how this goes. So Gino Zito is actually in the race. He will start from pit lane. So this is going to be very interesting. Let's see how this goes. Ladies and gentlemen, to everyone in the chat, buckle up. We're going to have a great race in our hands tonight.
Everyone needs black clear.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, get your chills out of the way. It's time to get this underway here. One last chance. It is now or never. The regular season finale is finally here. Let's see how this turns out. How will this race go? We're about to find out. Into the restart zone, and it's green flag. And it's time to shake it before you bake it for the final time in the regular season. And we're off to kick off the Brickyard 200. And a great start for everyone overall. Everyone getting quickly on it. Jaden Newson into the lead. There goes Carter Roy trying to go on the inside of Harold Wilson. So let me talk to you a little bit about this track. Indianapolis Motor Speedway, although not obviously not the same layout, but it reminds me a lot of Pocono and how it behaves. The dirty air here is going to greatly damage your runs. Obviously got to watch out for that dirty air. On those straightaways though, the drafting is going to be very crucial. So those straightaways greatly going to help. On those turns, got to watch for that dirty air. Of course, these turns, you can't take that full speed, unlike other big speedways. Obviously, you gotta lay off there and lift. Because of course, the turns not as highly banked as, for example, Daytona and Talladega. Very dirty air heavy track that will require a lot of consistency, especially on those turns. If you put the gas in too early, you're gonna spin out. Put it too late, and of course, you're gonna lose a ton of speed, ton of momentum. That will ruin your chances. Well, what a great start so far for everyone. Jaden Newson in the lead. It's Carter Roy, Harold Wilson, Charlie Gibbons, Carter Fire in the back. There is Michael Egremont in the 63 Chevy making his debut here in the Shake and Bake Racing League as he rides the number 63 Chevy for BBA Racing. So BBA Racing getting more help, just like Common Motorsports got with Tony Blake Brewer, your race winner last week at Dover, which what a monstrous debut that was, as Michael Egremont here is looking to make a similar monstrous debut, and he said that he already set his eyes on victory lane. We'll see how he performs here tonight. Carter ahead of Gino by a great mark, and he sets in 4th. Oh, and there was a little spin in the back. And caution is out already. And we were just talking about him. I believe that was Michael Egremont. What has happened there? So caution will come out for the first time here at Indianapolis. We will take a closer look at the replay. And here it is. Oh, it just gets clipped. I believe that was Davin Thornhill. That was Davin Thornhill. Nothing really he could do there. Just very unfortunate. As there they are coming out of turn 2. And that little clipping there, unfortunately, is all that it needs for that Cup car to turn and go into the inside wall. Big impact. Not a great start that, of course, you would want. Well, oh boy. This battle of the bricks already under the yellow flag here. And everyone will, of course, get a moment to breathe here. As we will restack the pack back again to get it going underway here in this astonishing regular season finale. So Carter Brockmeyer, Gino Zito, Jaden Newson. Newson, who was in the lead, will sacrifice the position to go into pit lane. And honestly, to me, this is a great idea. Indy is a very heavy as well. Not including the dirty air, obviously Indy is a very heavy tire wear track as well. So great job by these guys to take the pit stop early. We'll see how it affects for them at the rest
I'm
of
going
this
to be down
race.
low for everybody to pass me. I got an EOL.
As there goes the choose rule and everyone splits. And the lines are picked. And this, of course, will involve a lot of strategy here at Indianapolis. So we'll see where everyone goes here. The inside or the outside, which line will prevail? Very big decision that this will be, especially on this track, especially for this finale. Any wrong mistake here can cost you a great position. Alrighty, here we go. Carter Roy will lead the pack back to the green flag here after Jaden Newson sacrificed the lead to go into pit road. As we are ready to restart the Brickyard 200 once again. And here we go. Pace car is off into the restart zone we go. Let's see how this green flag wave will affect these drivers as this green flag back at the yard of bricks. Carter Brockmeyer there in the middle. Gino Zito right behind him. There's the fight for the last playoff spot. Carter Roy immediately goes into the race lead. Davin Thornhill moves up all the way to third. Wagner and Newson side by side now. And Wagner will get lost on the high lane as Brockmeyer now will also try to go through Thornhill into the outside wall. There goes Charlie Jones. His teammate passed him, and Jaden Newson now trying to go for an opening. Movements all around left and right as Thornhill just a little knack from that outside wall. And he's losing a ton of speed as Brockmeyer now goes through as well. The number 2 man in the standings, fighting for that juicy regular season championship. Those 15 playoff points can make a huge difference into the postseason. And we go single here. Dirty air won't affect it as much, of course, but you still gotta get that draft, still gotta get up there. Jaden Newson sandwiched between a Chevy and a Toyota as Charlie Jones climbing up all the way to third already as he is locked into the playoffs. He has had a great season so far. Him and that main visit into the season together, and they have been an incredible duo. Gino Zito currently in 8th place, has to catch up all the way to 5th to the next spot rival, Carter Brockmeyer. He is 20 points ahead, but of course anything would be a great result for him here tonight. In the back, of course, suffered from that caution, and I believe, like you said earlier, he did have an EOL that he had to serve. We're unsure still from what penalty that was, but it affected him as Jaden Newson is past Charlie Jones and Carter Brockmeyer here, their former teammates at Chevy, after Brockmeyer decided to go back to Toyota after his return. Little knack there. Smoke coming out of that number 3. And the Little Mac is all that it takes for the 62 to get through into fourth. That means Charlie Jones not in the same position that Carter Brockmeyer is in right now. Brockmeyer is fighting for survival. He is fighting for survival to stay in it, to stay in the championship fight. Oh, and there's trouble in the back. Von Wagner manages to keep it going though, but there was a Big Mac there. And he's going to slow down that 4-car pack from the rest. You can see that big gap there. That's a 2-second gap between Wagner and Thornhill, who sits at 6th. And look at that in the back, Gino Zito there, side by side with Wagner. There goes the move by Michael Egermont as now he's going to get past Stefan Wagner. And he does. To the lead of that 4-car pack goes Michael Egermont. So far, not bad, not too shabby for his debut. Brockmeyer taking a different approach here as he goes to the inside. You see that the 78 is losing blinking a little bit. I didn't warn him about it. The race or anything. Brockmeyer, Thornhill, Egermont, Wagner, Zito, and safe right. That is how the field is stacked right now. And Michael Egermont and the rest of the pack is slowly starting to catch up there. Thornhill down the inside and past his former teammate he goes. Oh, spin! Great save by Carter Brockmeyer. And now here comes the rest of the pack, and they're going to catch the draft of that 62. Big spin by Brockmeyer. He manages to save it, and I mean, what a save that was. He was practicing that in his own practice time. He actually had a big wipeout in his own practice time. He was seen and released by the infield medical center, though, and he was A-okay, but he had 2 great saves, and it looked like that practice is paying off here. What a save that was! And can he save it this time? Yes, he can. Oh, but Egermont can. Do we stay green? Yes, we do. Michael Egermont into the wall. And now caution is out. Oh, and he has to jump into the pits. Caution is out with just about 3 laps to go on stage 1. Or sorry, 4 laps to go, I should say. Carter Brockmeyer tried to save it, and although he did, the rest of the pack did not see it coming, and Michael Egermont is involved in that incident, unfortunately, yet again. Here is the replay of it. Let's see where it is. And oh man, what an unfortunate sequence of events that was. But here it is in the front stretch. There is Carter Brockmeyer fighting for his last playoff spot. Oh, he just barely gets it, but Egermont is not there to see it coming. And unfortunately, heavily impacts.
I couldn't avoid anything there.
The 62 of
He was
Egermont.
spinning, and I thought I was going to save it.
There is the radio of Michael Egermont there. Oh, man. A tough break already.
You're good. I read it wrong. I thought you were going back up high, not going to lie.
Let's see who goes into pit lane. We have a ton of people coming in. That is the whole field except the 2 Toyotas of Harold Wilson and Chris Saferight. Chris Saferight unfortunately missed a ton of races. He won't be in the mathematical fight for the last playoff spot. But Saferight can heavily help Harold Wilson here, especially those two have a lot of chemistry, road course experts. We'll see how this goes. So Harold Wilson still has not gone into pit road following the 2 cautions, as you see there in the stint length. And I believe we will have a 2-lap shootout for the stage. So let's see how this goes here. Let's try to go on board here with Harold Wilson. Harold, can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Harold, championship leader and now currently the race leader. What do you think that you have to do to remain at the front here and get the stage 1 win?
Just give it my all, man. That's all I got out here. Can't give up any points tonight, and it may be a bad decision.
And of course, you have Chris Saferight, who has missed some races now, currently side by side with you. Do you think you and him are gonna have to make some teamwork here to make that regular season championship happen?
Oh, we're not gonna pull a JJ, but we're gonna give it our all, man.
Alrighty, well, good luck to you and good luck to Save right here in this regular season finale.
Appreciate you, man.
Here we go, getting ready to kick it off once more. Here we go. And it's green flag back at the Brickyard. Oh, and Carter Brockmeyer spinning in the back. He managed to save it though. This will be a race for the stage. Harold Wilson in the inside of Carter Roy. Carter Roy goes into the outside wall just a tiny bit. And he's going to lose a ton of positions here coming to the stage flag. Harold Wilson across the line, and he will take stage number 1 here. What a finish. Harold, Jesus, what a voice crack that was. Harold Wilson takes the stage 1 win, and this is exactly what he needs. Harold Wilson, who has only, I believe, 1 playoff point. This will add another playoff point to his collection and to boost him up in the postseason even more. What a stage win that was for Harold Wilson. Jaden Newsom was almost there, almost got him. But in the end, the 83 Toyota is able to prevail. What a stage that was. And we have just even more to come. So tune in. We'll be right back as we get the results for stage 1 here at it and ready to go for the start of stage number 2. Alrighty, stage 1 results are in and ready to go here. Gino Zito and Charlie Jones will both stay out here, as Gino Zito, who again is in the last playoff spot fight, Gino Zito here will take the race lead going into stage 2, and we will see how that turns out and how that goes for him. He will be ahead of Carter Brockmeyer at the end of stage 1, so he will extend that 20-point deficit. Stage 2, and of course the checkered flag still awaiting in this Brickyard 200. As here we go, getting ready to pick our lines here. As everyone comes across, and here we go. Everyone picks their lines. Thornhill to the inside. Wilson, Egremont to the inside. Oh, what happened there? Carter moves back. Carter, you were... So race control has given Carter an end-of-line penalty for his move there, as he switched lanes after the deadline, after crossing the start-finish line. Now here we go, getting ready to kick off stage number 2. And here we go, across the restart zone we go. Gino Zito will lead the pack to the green flag, and away we go to kick off stage 2 of the Brickyard 200. 3 wide going into turn 1. Zito, Wilson, and Newson Harold will back out of it. But oh my, what happened there? And they're still side by side. Newson trying to go around the high line. Doesn't have enough to clear him. And now he will. And everyone actually will have the time to clear everyone. And we go single file already into the backstretch. What a beauty this is. Oh, Thornhill into the wall. We stay green though. That checked up the field very badly though, as Carter will start moving up the ranks yet again after that penalty. But here we go, everyone moving up the ranks here. Single file action already. Look at this. 15 to go on stage 2. Newson, Zito, and Jones is the top 3. Charlie Jones, pretty good consistency so far. As there is Wilson and Brockmeyer in the back. And look at that single file action. That is what you love to see. Everyone catching the draft, no one is that much at risk of dirty air. But you already know that is still going to play a big factor, especially on those final stages. And you can see that clump in the back of Newson, Zito, and Jones, and then there's just this big 4-car pack. As there goes Carter Brockmeyer to the outside of Davin Thornhill. Looked like he lost it. Carter Roy will capitalize there on the other Carter. And Brockmeyer trying to go for the move, but he will settle down all the way to 7th. About 2 positions there. So that high line move did not work out. Here comes Carter Roy though on the attack of Davin Thornhill. There's Michael Egermont in the back trying to catch up. He is a couple laps down, but do not count him out of the fight. There's Thornhill hard into the outside wall. The big check up there. Roy checks up. Brockmeyer checks up. Davin Thornhill struggling with some pace issues. And caution is out in the back. Michael Egermont on turn 4 will spin out. It was a single car incident, but race control has determined that that is a safety risk. As Egermont will park his car and jump into pit lane there. And I believe that will be it for the 63 here tonight. And yep, that will be it, unfortunately. Michael Egermont out of the Brickyard 200 in his debut. Very unfortunate sights, but he did everything that he could. And just unfortunately did not make a mistake here at Indianapolis. But a great effort for him. He's still going to pick up some points there in the back. But here we go as we get ready to bring in some more racing action. So it will be Jaden Newson once again at the lead of this race. We will see how this goes here into the 6th caution restart. almost everyone down on the pit road. Harold Wilson staying out again. What strategy does Harold have in mind this race? Harold Wilson stays out of pit road yet again. As we will see a big race off pit road here. How does this turn out? Let's see. Thornhill out. Jones is out. Gino Zito out. Newson took a while there. Wagner comes out ahead of Jaden Newson. Then it's Carter Roy. And then it's Chris Safewright. Carter Brockmeyer will be the one out of pit road last. As here we go now, trying to go back into the race restart. It's tough luck for Michael Egremont. Unfortunately, I think he used his 2 fast repairs already. Not the way that you want your debut to go. But unfortunately, the show must go on. Harold Wilson, of course, stays out of pit road yet again. And he will be in the lead of this race yet again. Harold Wilson doing whatever he can to secure that regular season championship, of course. Playoff points are very, very much needed. And now everyone is going to start lining up double file here. Have to do it before the start-finish line, though. Jaden Newson switches to the inside lane. Brockmeyer is going to have to stay on the outside. Carter Brockmeyer will have to restart from the outside there. Alrighty, let's get the show on the road once again. We will have 8 laps to go on stage 2. Harold Wilson and Charlie Jones will go side by side. As we get ready to kick off the 4th caution restart. I apologize, I said 6 earlier. But here we go. Coming into the restart zone here at the front stretch. And it's green flag back at Indianapolis across the yard of bricks. And Harold Wilson, great start for him. Everyone else trying to get themselves settled here. Not big incidents so far. As there is Carter Roy, Stefan Wagner past Charlie Jones into second. And there is Davin Thornhill in the back. Carter Roy, big, huge side drafts there. Can he get past Gino Zito, though? On the inside, yes he can. And Jaden Newson might actually take the opportunity to go with his teammate there. Can he grab that opportunity? Yes, he will. And Carter Brockmeyer trying to grab that opportunity, and a big block on Chris Safe Right to take one position. Here we go with these moves again. Thornhill again caught on the high lane, but he will try to defend it successfully, and he will defend it successfully. Thornhill stays in fourth. Oh, a little bit of a clump up there. Carter Roy looked like he had to lift there a little bit to not go and ram the back of Thornhill, and that cost Newson and Gino to check up. As Charlie Joe, oh, Knack there on the wall. And look at this action here in the back. Or in the mid-pack, I should say. Jaden Newson, trouble, safes it. 3 wide at the front stretch. Look at this action so far. Can Gino try and close the window there on Newson? No, Jaden, little bit of a tug there between the two, and Newson on the inside will retake 6th place. Oh, and now a little bit got caught up there by his teammate. Side by side with Carter Roy. Newson is through. Carter Roy does not let Gino go through. Oh, and a big impact. And a big impact again. What is going on here? Gino Zito drops all the way to the back of the field. Five laps to go on stage 2. As we see the 2 cars here battling it out. Little of a knack there. Brockmeyer goes hard into the wall. Avoids contact with Safe Right. And we stay green yet again. There's Davin Thornhill moving up the ranks. Let's go into the shake and bake. Crank it up here. Presented by Logitech. Take it away. as you saw there while we were in the Shake and Bake Crank It Up presented by Logitech Impact with Harold Wilson. And there might be some damage. And caution will come out. Caution will come out with 1 lap to go, and the stage will end early. Jaden Newson takes home the stage 2 win. Oh boy. Things are getting much more interesting here. Jaden Newson will take the stage 2 win here after a caution with 1 to go for stage 2. That will end the stage. Newson adds another playoff point to his collection. And with that incident involving Harold Wilson, this will close up the fight even more than Harold wanted. We'll be right back as we get the results in for stage number 2, getting ready to kick off the final stage of the final race of the regular season. And of course, everyone jumping into pit lane immediately. We'll see how this goes when we come back. Alrighty, we are back. Stage 2 results are locked in and secured. Newson's stage 2 win is official as we are ready to get the final stage ready and rolling here, as let's try and see if we can get Jaden Newson on the radio here. But first, let's determine our lines for this final stage restart. And Newson goes to the inside. Harold goes outside. A lot of people going to the inside. As Safe Right and Gino Zito will go to the outside. Let's go on board here with Jaden Newson. Jaden, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Jaden, you grabbed the stage 2 win due to the caution ending it early. Another playoff point to your collection, and now you are just 4 points behind Harold Wilson. You need either a 4-position advantage or you need the race win. How do you feel to try and snatch the regular season championship? How do you feel about your chances?
Honestly, I wasn't too confident coming into this race. I didn't do a ton of practice, so it was kind of just a shot in the dark. But honestly, this car feels great. This team has some good pace. Same with Carter Roy, working well together. So some teamwork is definitely going to help. But I think winning is the only option. So I just gotta keep moving forward or stay where I am, I guess.
Alrighty, thank you for your time. Wishing you the bestest of luck.
Thank you.
America first.
Here we go. The final stage. Stage 1 and Stage 2 done. The pieces of the puzzle are completed. And now it's time to kick it off. Who will be our race winner here tonight in the final race of the regular season? Let's find out. It's green flag back out again at the Brickyard 200. And already big moves in the back. Harold Wilson into 4th. There's Chris Saferight on the outside. Wagner moves the block. Very dangerous move that was. Cito goes through. Brockmeyer now looking to go through. And we have a lot of side-by-side action here in the backstretch. Roy and Wilson. Thornhill and Jones. The VBA teammates going side-by-side into turn 3. And Jones will prevail ahead. Carter Roy will prevail ahead of Wilson. And Gino Zito moves up ahead of Stefan Wagner. Great racing that we are seeing. There's Gino Zito on the outside. Dirty Air already doing its work. There goes Harold Wilson. Little bit of a bump with Carter Roy. But he will keep it going. Oh, in trouble! Caution is out. Carter Brockmeyer gets into it. Brockmeyer and I believe Gino Zito were the ones involved. As Carter Brockmeyer might have some big damage. And it was Gino Zito. The two drivers fighting for the last playoff spot get together. How much more drama can you want from this? Wow. Unbelievable. Here's the replay. There is Carter Brockmeyer. Clips the 11 of Gino Zito, and away he goes. Oh my. Here's the view from the 11. Just big mistake. And a little bit of contact there with Stefan Wagner, it seemed like, as well. Oh no. Mistake at a replay once again. That is just not what you want to see if you're both Carter Brock and Gino Zito. Oh my. Here's the onboard of the 11. Hopefully not a ton of damage on those two cars. Harold goes into pit lane. Carter Brock goes into pit lane. And Gino Zito did go into pit road as well. Oh my. Does Zito have enough to repair it? I do not think he does. This could be a big mistake if Gino hasn't gotten the stage points secured. And that will be our second DNF of the race. Gino Zito out of the Brickyard 200 with his contact with his playoff spot rival Carter Brockmeyer. And now we will have to see, is that 9th place finish enough for Gino Zito to get the points and secure the last playoff spot? Carter Brockmeyer basically in a must-win situation if he wants a shot at a title. Newson will stay ahead here. Harold Wilson in 7th place after he went into pit road. Oh, but Brockmeyer has a ton of damage that he has to repair. He might go a lap down here if he can't get out in time. And I don't think he will be able to get out in time. Oh, there he goes. I think he will be able to beat it. And yes, he does beat the pace car. Wow. Strategic planning there by Carter Brockmeyer. As let's try and go on board with him. Carter Brockmeyer, can you hear us?
I think he left. Hello?
There we go, now we can hear you. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Carter, you're now in 8th place. Gino Zito is out of the race, but do you think the 9th place finish secures him in the spot? What do you think you have to do to have a chance to move on to the playoffs?
Just hopefully there's another caution. I'm going to try to stay back. I have damage, but I'm just going to try to stay back. Hopefully another caution so I can get the rest of my repairs done. And
Yeah, it's fortunate, but I didn't mean to walk up. I feel bad. He's my teammate. No matter what, at the end of the day, he's still my teammate. So I always feel bad when I do that. It was just aggressive. I didn't need to do it.
Alrighty, thank you for your time. Wishing you the best of luck.
Thank you.
As here we go, green flag back in the air here to kick off the Brickyard 200 once again, following the incident of not only the last playoff spot rivals, but of course teammates of the Toyotas of Bottom Split Bandits. Gino Zito out of the race. Carter Brockmeyer has some damage on that 62.
Black clear past it under yellow.
Ton of factors that will determine that. Harold Wilson in 6, trying to get back up. Wagner, Thornhill, Roy, Jones, Jaden Newsom still in the lead of this race. Chris Safewright in 7th, Carter Brockmeyer in 8th, Zito 9th, Egremont 10th, both with the DNFs. We go single file action once again. The dirty air now is going to play a big major factor. Tons of factors actually involved here. The draft, especially on the backstretch. The dirty air, the tire wear, your fuel. This is a very strategic track and a very good fit here for a regular season finale. Ton at stake here. As there goes Carter Brockmeyer. He goes hard into the wall. He goes into pit lane, and he gets a black flag for it. Oh no!
Can I get a black clear since I wrecked into pit lane?
Carter Brockmeyer spins out and goes into pit lane. He got a black flag for speeding on pit lane. But as you heard there, Brockmeyer, the request in the radio, Rest Control will accept the request. And they will deem that the speeding in pit road was caused by the incident, and therefore the black flag will be waived. No penalty for the 62 Toyota. But he will most likely go a lap down here. The others are approaching and very, very fast. As Jaden Newsom, with that last lap time, sets the fastest lap of the race with a 52.15. Newsom trying to gather as many points as he can. And I don't know if we've actually told the drivers this before, but at the end of the season, at the end of the championship race, there is a little award for both the most pole positions and the most fastest lap set. So we'll see who gets those awards at the end of the season, of course, after we crown our Season 2 champion at Homestead. If you're just tuning in into Shake and Bake Sim TV, welcome to the regular season finale here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Brickyard 200, as we are just about little over half of the race length. And we have an all-out brawl. This has been a great race so far, and we still have about 30-ish laps left. That's what happened. There goes Harold Wilson, hard into the wall. Big crash, and a caution is out. One of the top 3 contenders for the regular season title. Big wreck, Harold Wilson in the backstretch. And there's a ton of damage. Oh, that is not what you want to see. That is some big, heavy damage smoke coming out of that 83 Toyota. Unsure how many fast repairs he has, but hopefully he will have some to repair this. Of course, he will dip into pit lane now, as Carter Brockmeyer had to put the brakes there. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here in this Brickyard 200 to kick off this 7th caution here. What a wreckage that was by Harold Wilson. Hopefully he is okay. He will most likely get seen and released by the medical center after that. That was a big, scary incident there by the 83. Let's see if he can bounce back from that. It looks like all the damage has been successfully repaired. So we will see. Maybe he's not out of it just yet. He can very easily take that regular season title away. Charlie Jones in the race lead for, I believe, the first time. And he will lead the pack to the green flag side by side with his Chevy teammate. Green flag back at the Brickyard 200. 25 laps to go. And what a start it was for Charlie Jones there. Wagner, a little bit of contact there with Jaden Newson. They're going to go side by side, but Newson on the high line will prevail. And there is Harold Wilson climbing up the ranks. Von Wagner just doing the same thing that he has unfortunately been doing this race, just getting stuck up there on the high line. And because of him getting stuck there on the high line, he's been losing tons of positions. As the sun starts to slowly cast away a little bit, as it gets a little bit cloudy, this is gonna lower the temperature of the track. And here we go, the Fords on the attack on the Chevys. Carter Roy and Jaden Newson on the inside of Davin Thornhill, both are through. Or maybe not just yet. They're forced to go side by side there as Thornhill still managed keep Newson at bay, and now Newson will get past Carter Roy in his second, and both Fords are through and now sandwiched between the two Chevys. What does Thornhill do? What does Newson do? Both of them fighting for this regular season title. Newson is 4 points behind Wilson. Thornhill is 6 points behind Newson. Wilson with 684. Newson with 680. Thornhill with 674. This is a very close fight for the regular season title. As Charlie Jones with that lap will actually tie the fastest lap of the race with Jaden Newson. Once again, a 52.15. Charlie Jones putting the gas on that number 3 Chevy. And a gap is slowly starting to form there. Carter Roy sitting in third. Still in the hunt for his first race win. He's comfortably locked into the playoffs. Attack here on Charlie Jones. This is a all-out brawl for the race lead. Jaden Newson will actually beat his original time and surpass Charlie Jones with that last lap time of 51.80. Wow. Charlie Jones matched his lap time. Now Newson will beat it again and will retake the fastest lap of the race. And the gap is just 0.2 of a second. 19 laps to go. Here we go, Newson on the high line. When can a spot be made? Jones still ahead, Newson looking for the opening that he needs here. Let's go here with the Shake and Bake Crank It Up, presented by Logitech. Take it away. There it is. There is the move. Jaden Newson past Charlie Jones. While in the Shake and Bake Crank It Up. And there is the move that he wanted. Laps to go. performance by Charlie Jones. Great job. But the attack of the Fords there. But now, maybe, just maybe, we can see an attack from the Chevy's back. That would be the ideal idea for Jones and Thornhill here. Let's see how they operate this. And there's Harold Wilson in 5th. A race win here for Jaden Newson would be a regular season title secured. As, oh, trouble in the back. Carter Brockmeyer caught spinning again. And that will bring out another caution. Caution comes out. 8th caution of the day. 12 laps remain in this final race of the regular season. We will be right back as we get this underway here. This could be the defining race. This could be the deciding race off pit road here. Harold Wilson and Chris Safewright stay out. This could be a great strategy by the Toyotas. What have the Toyotas got in mind here? Jaden Newson comes out, then it's Carter Roy, Brockmeyer, Jones, Thornhill, Stefan Wagner is the last one out of pit road. Harold Wilson and Safewright stay out. Let's see how this will go for them. Let's try and go here with Davin Thornhill on board here and try and get his side of how the race has been going. Alrighty, we are on board with Davin Thornhill. Davin, can you hear us?
We're 2-4.
Davin, you've been at the back, you've been at the front, you've been everywhere in this race. You are a third in the standings, 6 points behind Jaden Newson, 10 points behind Harold Wilson. What do you think that you have to do to capitalize on these last 10 remaining laps to snatch away the regular season title out of those two?
Oh, man, I'd probably have to win the stage and hope they both crash out.
Alrighty, and we saw the attack from both Fords, Carter Roy and Jaden Newson, which caught you and Charlie Jones, and both Fords went up there. Are you working a plan with Charlie Jones to maybe try and catch up those Fords? What do you think your strategy is here?
Oh man, we gotta make it through, and we just gotta work together in each other's draft, and just help each other out the best we can in any way that we can. Stick our elbows out, baby.
Alrighty, thank you for your time. Wishing you the best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
Here we go. It is gonna be all or nothing now. Harold Wilson at the front of this race yet again. How will this unfold? This might be the last restart of this race. Harold Wilson actually chose the outside, and it's green flag back at the Brickyard 200. Great start for everyone, I would say. Newson keeps safe right at bay. Oh, in trouble! Can Wilson keep it out of the wall? Yes, he can. Jaden Newson on the restart got past his teammate of Harold Wilson, got past Chris Safewright on the attack of Harold Wilson, but he clips the rear of the 83, and Wilson is spun around, thankfully avoids the inside wall. But oh man, some drama between the regular season title contenders, and we have another caution here at Indianapolis. That might be some controversy right there. Harold Wilson spun out. And oh boy. Here is the replay of the incident. Wow. Just really nowhere Newson could go. He looked like he kind of got pinned there between both Safewright and Wilson. Let's try and get a closer look here. As there is Harold Wilson, and Newson is there and just runs into the right rear of the 83. And caution, of course, will come out. And he managed to keep it straight. Wow. That is the view from Caden Newson. It did look like he had nowhere to go. But that might spark up some controversy right there. And just like that, 7 laps remain in this Brickyard 200. Harold Wilson will go into pit road and get himself a faster, fresher set of tires. As for Newson, he will be in the lead of this race with Chris safe right behind him and between him and Carter Roy, who have done a great teamwork job together here. And you can definitely see the chemistry there. Great duo, great teamwork tonight to try and get Newson all the way at the top. Charlie Jones over in 4th, great performance that he has put. Carter Brockmeyer inside the top 5, looking for a great finish here to put him above Gino Zito. And then it's Thornhill, Wagner, and of course Harold Wilson, who just about now got out of pit lane. Here we go. Getting ready to kick this off once again. This race will get restarted with about 5 laps to go. Davin Thornhill going into pit lane. So Thornhill actually went into the pit lane late. So Davin Thornhill, I don't know if it was that he didn't know it was 2 laps to go there, or if he willingly took it knowing the risk, but Davin Thornhill will get a penalty for entering pit road while closed. So now both Thornhill and Harold Wilson are at the back of this field. Newson is at the front of this field. And you cannot ask for a better position right now if you're Jaden Newson. You're in the front of this pack. Both of your title contenders are all the way in the back. And you just have 5 laps left with your teammate right behind you on the inside line. We will see how this goes. Here we go.
Hey, Dwayne, can you clear my black flag? I don't know why I even got it. It's not saying anything. I was going 50 in the pit road. Oh, it said green. It was green. Pit road, pit lane is open on my screen. Thank you, buddy.
here we go for potentially the final time. Green flag back at Indianapolis. Chris Saferight hunting down Jaden Newson. And how will the two contenders in the back be able to compete with this? Oh, Carter Brockmeyer. There he goes. Caution is out yet again. And that will bring the 10th caution of the night. Wow! On the restart, on the backstretch, Carter Brockmeyer spins once again, and that might be all hopes crushed for the 62. And it looks like that might also be it for the number 10 of Stefan Wagner. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a green, white, checkered among ourselves. It is not enough for shake and bake overtime, but it will be a green, white, checkered finish. Any caution after this will be shake and bake overtime. Carter Brockmeyer has not hopped out of the 62. He is still trying to get it as much repairs on there as he can. Here we go.
I'm out.
He said he's out.
Here we go. We will restart this race with 2 laps to go. Carter Brockmeyer, too much damage out of this race. And we have come down to the final wire here. Jaden Newson side by side with Chris Saferight. Jones, Roy, Thornhill, and Wilson in the back. It's green flag in Indianapolis. Here we go. Final 2 laps to settle it all. A caution here would send us to overtime. Newson ahead. Saferight, Jones, Roy, Wilson, and Thornhill. The 2 contenders in the back. Can they try to catch up to this 78 machine? Oh, contact! Here we go! White flag presented by Celsius. 1 lap to go at Indianapolis. The final lap of the regular season is here. Thornhill and Wilson in the back. And oh boy, after what happened in the earlier laps, this might be filled with controversy. But after all of that, went from 3rd to 2nd in the standings, and now he will go from 2nd all the way to 1st. The defending champion.
That's what I'm talking about.
Makes his statement come
Brickyard,
true.
baby.
Jaden Newson, across the yard of bricks, wins the
That was
Brickyard
good, Smiley. I like that
200.
fight at the end.
And he is your regular season champion of Season 2. What a performance by the defending champion. Jaden Newson capitalizes and gets the must-win race in his hands. He snatches away the regular season title. By, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 1 point. We'll actually have to see here. But even if he doesn't get the regular season title, which if I'm not mistaken he 100% has, the race win is still official. That is race win number 5 for the 78. Give us a second here as we actually get these standings quickly up and running.
DQ, Jay Newsom hit it a burnout over the bridge.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we have your results here. Your moment of truth. as we unveil the results. First of all, here are your race results for tonight. Jaden Newson capitalizes at Indianapolis and wins the Brickyard 200 regular season finale. Chris Safewright with his best finish so far. He gets a P2 finish. Then it's Charlie Jones in third, Carter Roy, followed by Harold Wilson and Davin Thornhill. And then our DNFs, Carter Brockmeyer in 7th, Stefan Wagner in 8th, Gino Zito 9th, Michael Eggermont in his debut finishes in 10th. Let's see, was Brockmeyer's fight enough to put him above the cut line? Was Newson's win enough for the regular season title? I believe it was. But here it is, the standings. And it was! Jaden Newson is officially your regular season champion. Oh my. What a performance. What a race. The defending champ makes his mark. Jaden Newson in the final race of the regular season snatches away the trophy as he also gets the fastest lap with a astonishing 51.51. And there it is, another title to the trophy case for the defending champion. As for the last playoff spot, it stays as it is, and it won't be enough for the 62. Gino Zito is locked in the playoffs and has taken the last playoff spot to compete for a title. Wow. What a race this was. What a finale to put an end to this incredible regular season. And now it's time to close it off with our final post-race interviews of the regular season before we move on to the start of the playoffs next week with Darlington. And of course, let's start it off here with our race winner. Oh boy, he must be happy now. Let's get Jaden Newson up here, your race winner. There it is. Jaden, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yep, there you go. We can hear you.
Sweet.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Jaden Newson, your Brickyard 200 regular season finale race winner. And with that win, onto victory lane, your defending champ is the regular season champion. And he gets the 15 playoff points to go into the playoffs. Talk me through that experience. How do you feel? Another victory earned, and now that comes with our regular season title and more playoff points to your collection going to next week. How do you feel about your performance tonight at Indy?
Oh man, well tonight was definitely the most stressful race we've had, Dwayne. There was a lot on the line. Harold and Davin ran like hell today. So did everybody, honestly. Just good pace throughout the field, good racing. I think I performed just as good as I could have. I mean, I didn't get a max point day or anything, but fastest lap and the pole and winning is pretty freaking good. So I think overall the speed was just there. I'm not too happy with some of the calls that were made. Some other drivers were getting pretty upset for things I never did. So I'm just not appreciative of that, but we're going to celebrate the win anyways.
I was just about to say there might have been some controversy. Obviously, we saw that wreck involved with you hooking the 83 of Harold Wilson. Obviously, you two were fighting for that regular season title. How do you feel about that controversy? Do you have anything to say to those that think this is a controversial move?
I have news. I never touched him. I don't know if you want to go look, Dwayne, but there's a video in the chat, so I didn't come close to him. Well, I was close, but I didn't come close. I came off the gas as much as I could. I saw he was loose. I backed up, but there's nothing I could do. I didn't do anything to influence it. He didn't have fresh tires. It was a tight restart. I had to run. And I know what it's like, especially with the car running behind you. you lose the air off the back. So it was just a whole bunch of things. I'm just not too happy with the way that some other drivers were handling it without fully knowing. But it is what it is.
Alrighty, there it is. Your defending champ will compete for a title. Newson, do you have any shout-outs that you would like to do?
ASL and Can Racing, my beautiful sponsors. Carter Roy for being such a good teammate. Me and him worked really well today. He had a fabulous run. Great to see the team going forwards. Yeah, that's about it. Comeback season, baby. Came back from 80 points below after missing Bristol and charged all the way up to the top when it mattered. So.
Alrighty, there it is. Your Brickyard 200 race winner and your regular season champion, Jaden Newson. Go congratulate that win, man.
Thank you. Take care.
A successful title defense is now officially on the move. Let's get up here. Harold Wilson, your P5 finisher tonight, but most importantly, your P2 finisher in the standings. Let's get him up here. Harold, can you hear us?
Yeah, man, I got you.
There you go. Harold, obviously, tough finish for you. You had the regular season title, and in the final race, you unfortunately lose it. But still, with your second place spot in the regular season, you get 10 playoff points to move forward to you starting next week at Darlington. How do you feel about your overall performance during the regular season?
Overall performance is pretty good. It sucks that I lost by just a few points. Earlier in the season, Comet Motorsports had some race manipulation going on, which cost me a win, which would have been 10 points difference between me and Jayton. But that stinks. It stinks. Carter Roy ran into me under caution. Trinity choosing his line. I felt like they were trying to take me out there for a minute. Netcode got me late in the race. And I did get a 0x78 contact. I don't know.
So it was just
But I went back and watched the replay.
overall
Yeah, I
issues
went back and watched the replay.
all over the place, unfortunately for you tonight.
Yeah, it just was not my night. It was not the season. P2 all year long.
And of course, just because you lost our regular season title doesn't mean you're out of it completely. Of course, you will now race for a championship starting next week. How do you feel about your chances with those 4 tracks, and do you think you have what it takes to reach the championship 4 to go and race for a title at Homestead?
I'm gonna go out there and finish P2. I'm gonna finish out the year P2. That's my goal.
Your goal is to finish P2?
Every race and the championship.
I can tell you've been doing a great job at that. Very well consistency. Most runner-ups so far. I mean, you got that goal locked down.
Yep, I'm gonna stick with it. That's the easiest way to go about it.
Alrighty, there is Harold Wilson, your P2 finisher of the regular season. Is there any shout-outs that you would like to do?
Oh, my teammates for trying to help me the best they could during the race. Seawalker Will. I got to thank my sponsors, IBEW Local 50 and Napa of Clarksville, South Boston.
Alrighty, well, thank you for your time. Obviously not the result that you may have wanted, but good luck next week going into the playoffs where everyone will have a fresh start.
Thank you, man.
Alrighty, and I believe that will be it for tonight. Oh boy, what a finale that was, and a big fight and battle at the Brickyard now settled, and that will be it for the regular season. Jaden Newson, your Brickyard 200 winner, and with that, your regular season champion, the defending champ on the move. His mission for a successful title defense is anything but dead. It is very, very much alive. And now we go freshly into the playoffs. Points reset to 2,000. And the playoff points are now scored. This is going to be very, very interesting. And we kick it off all next week with round 1 of the playoffs at the track that is too tough to tame. And it's going to be the Cookout 250 at Darlington. An interesting way to kick off the playoffs. But we will see how the postseason treats us. That being said, thank you very much for everyone that's watched the regular season. What a season this has been so far. And it's going to get even more interesting than this going into the postseason. With that being said, thank you everyone for tuning in to the Shakin' Big Sim TV. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the playoffs action of Season 2. And with that, it's Twink Festival, also known as Vibes, up here in the commentary booth, signing off. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all next week for Darlington, round 1 of the Shakin' Big playoffs. Peace out, guys, and have a wonderful rest of your night.